Hello, Scurry County. I'm Cole Herring. I'm running for Scurry County Commissioner, Precinct 2. I was raised in Fluvanna by a family who made their living farming and ranching. I developed a strong work ethic from my many responsibilities growing up. In 1982, I married my wife, Candy. In the 39 years since, we've raised 7 children and been blessed with 7 grandchildren. I have worked in the corporate heavy highway industry for more than 20 years. I started out as an equipment operator and eventually advanced to a project manager. I received countless hours of safety training and even held an OSHA 510 safety certification. I learned to estimate project costs and set budgets on very large multi-million-dollar construction projects. I was the project manager in charge of a project that involved the pavement preservation of 11 national parks, all located in Texas. Because of the success of that project, I received the 2012 Employee Performance Award. The award reads, "Your contribution to record revenue volume, safety, and quality was significant. You were responsible for the project management of our most complicated project, Texas National Parks. I have worked all aspects of highway work and am an accomplished estimator, manager, and equipment operator." In 2014, I left corporate America and we moved back to Fluvanna. Candy and I started a small business, Herring Services, that specializes in dirt work, paving, brush control, and pipelining. Not long after we moved back, it became apparent that the Fluvanna Volunteer Fire Department needed a booster shot. As the newly elected fire chief of Fluvanna VFD, I updated the bylaws to ensure our organization's sustainability. I filed paperwork so the Fluvanna VFD could once again be recognized as a 501c4 nonprofit organization. Today, the Fluvanna VFD is a solvent organization with funds to maintain it for many years to come. Let's move on to the future. My vision for Scurry County is simple. I want Scurry County to have our tax rates lowered to a reasonable level by managing our tax dollars wisely. 2 problems facing our county today are the conditions of our roads and the slippery nature of tax abatements. The Scurry County road system has deteriorated significantly over the last several years. It took a major blow when a previous commissioner's court decided to gamble on the Klein Shale. They diverted equipment and labor forces away from the county road maintenance during this time to convert a county-owned property into a subdivision, Maverick West. As a result, Scurry County's road system was neglected and sustained significant damage. As a commissioner, I will let the private sector do private work, and I will highly suggest Scurry County performs county work and government work only. Around 2013, the Texas legislature allocated very large sums of money to assist road repair efforts in areas of the state that were being affected by large amounts of traffic, primarily due to the oil and gas and wind energy industries. These funds were called energy sector funds. Instead of using the money allocated to Scurry County to repair the damage to existing roads, the money was used to build a brand new road, the Cavender Loop. In my opinion, the road was totally unnecessary and was a huge waste of money. That money should have been used as intended, to repair the damage to the existing county roads. As someone with decades of experience, both as an operator and as a project manager doing road construction and repairs, I'm uniquely qualified to revitalize our county roads. I will utilize the skills that I learned while working for some of the top heavy highway companies in the entire world to help revive our local roads. The second issue that I have is with tax abatements. When companies come to Scurry County to do business, they ask to have their taxes forgiven for typically 10 years. They promise they will use local companies when they can. When it's said and done, they might let local companies build a fence or two, but never take bids from local dirt contractors to perform the civil portions of the project. There are several very qualified local dirt contractors in Scurry County. These local contractors buy what they can locally. They hire local employees who spend their money in Scurry County and Snyder. They buy houses and other big-ticket items right here in Scurry County. They pay taxes right here in Scurry County. Their families come to visit and stay right here in local motels. All of this means more money to Scurry County. The money remains in our community. When we give tax abatements to companies that typically subcontract to other companies from out of state, our money leaves Scurry County never to return. And here comes the good part. After 10 years, the abatement period is over. The wind farm is in need of major repairs and upgrades. They call this a repower. At this time, we see these same folks again asking for another tax abatement. As your commissioner of Precinct 2, I would propose that we have contracts in place to ensure our local companies, no matter what they sell, are utilized. Contracts are a must. No more good old boy agreements. I would also like to see the commissioners have a more engaged role at the county barn. With my years of experience, I will be able to guide the workforce with firsthand knowledge and experience driven by advice. This skill set, I believe, sets me apart from the other candidates running for the Scurry County Commissioner's Precinct 2 position. One of the questions that we are directed to address in this virtual forum is quality of life organizations that are funded, at least in part, by Scurry County. The question is, am I considering cutting any of these organizations? The short answer is no. I'd like to pose the question this way. Are there ways to keep the county tax dollars from going toward these organizations and yet have them remain in the county, maybe even improving the services that they provide now? Generally, organizations that are operated by private entities run much more efficiently than those ran by any form of government. I would certainly be in favor of selling the golf course. If a private company were to buy the golf course, it would become an organization that starts to pay tax dollars to Scurry County rather than an organization that requires Scurry County tax dollars to stay afloat. Scurry County already has one golf course at WTC that is funded, at least in part, by tax dollars. The airport is another organization that I believe we could lower the county tax burden on. Some counties lease out their county airports to a fixed-based operator. The FBO, in return for the lease, provides fuel services, mows, and maintains the facility. Many times the FBO is also an A&P or A&I mechanic, which is a real plus for the Scurry County aviation community. Once again, the organization converts from a tax burden to a taxable entity. As for Scurry County Senior Citizen Center, the Scurry County Youth Center, the park, historical groups, and library, they serve our community well and have for years. These organizations contribute to almost every citizen in Scurry County. Many Scurry County residents have family members who use these facilities and services regularly. In my opinion, these organizations are a huge asset to the county, and I don't believe funding should be cut. With that being said, if we discover areas where we can save money without compromising services, it should be looked into. If I'm elected Scurry County Commissioner Precinct 2, I will not vote to make blanket cuts to these organizations. I believe that making blanket cuts to quality of life organizations is not the answer when acting on the behalf of the Scurry County citizens. Your county commissioner should be someone who has the experience to understand and manage all the working pieces of your precinct. I believe I'm that person. Vote for me in the upcoming Republican primary and let me serve you as a capable county commissioner with your best interest at heart. Vote Cole Herring for County Commissioner, Precinct 2. Thank you, Scurry County.